Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show. Well, that is a very hospitable way to greet our guests. Weirdos. Scott Jones, Victor Lucas joining us to talk about all kinds of stuff. My goodness, Comic-Con and Planet of the Apes, and there's so much stuff.
That was for him, right?
Yeah.
Weirdo was for him.
Weirdo.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
all right.
Look at you two today, dressed in blue.
These are summertime blues, man.
Yeah, it's nice.
Check it out.
Showing
Check this
showing
out.
off the guns.
Wow.
Yeah.
Put that
So
away. That thing is not loaded.
Maybe not gun checking.
The
So
BB
how
guns.
was Comic-Con,
Well,
boys?
let's start by talking about Planet of the Apes first.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
because
going there.
we had
Everybody has to go
one
see
of the
this.
people in the film
Yes.
and on the show yesterday, but tell us.
Now
A
we
lot
have
of
to-
it was shot here, right, in Vancouver. So.
At the outset, we have to confess that we both watched all 5 of the original movies on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Then we went
To
into
prep.
the theater, and there was the 2001 Tim Burton remake, do-over reimagining, and it wasn't very
Is that
good.
the Mark Wahlberg?
Yes.
Yeah,
I did not
that's
like
one.
that.
Yeah,
And so
I
here
fell
we
asleep
get
in the theater.
Here we get James Franco as a kind of a mild-mannered mad scientist
Yeah.
who's trying to cure Alzheimer's. They start injecting these apes to make them smarter, and then they start injecting humans, and then all hell breaks loose.
Now, it's all CGI apes? Is
Yeah,
that true?
and it's Weta Digital that worked with Andy Serkis again. Serkis has become like a superstar in the mocap world, and the animations and the acting and the performances of
It's
all
in the
the apes.
eyes. It's in the eyes.
It's
In the
incredible.
eyes of the apes or the human actors?
The apes are really what make you care about this film.
The apes outact the human
They do.
actors.
They really do.
Poor James Franco. That's not really a shocker.
In,
Is it?
in the same way, the Gollum outacted everybody in The Lord of the Rings.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you care, you're invested, and it's such an amazing film. We both think it's one of the best movies of the year.
Which is good to
Really?
hear
Yeah.
because Planet of the Apes, the original, that movie was
amazing.
magic to me. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
the first time I saw a movie with a twist, and it just
Well,
was
then
incredible.
we were talking about that moment at the end where they
Yes.
show the Statue of
Iconic.
Liberty, and you're like,
Unforgettable. We're doing an
Mind
Apes
blown.
special today on Reviews on the Run
You
to
are? Is
celebrate
Mike
this.
starring?
Yeah, and that's why we're here. No, but we're talked about the classic Apes movies, and we talked about apes in video games. So tonight on the on Reviews, you're gonna be able to see all of these monkeys.
well,
flying
one of the
around.
interesting things about getting us all together here, you not included, is all the men on set right now look like monkeys.
we
do.
do.
Yeah, it's
do.
very
You look
true.
like a
Get
little
your
monkey.
filthy, stinking hands off
you have
of me.
abnormally long arms, which kind of
It's pretty ape-like.
Ooh!
Okay, so
Actually,
a must-see
I
opens
can't
today.
do an ape
Yes.
face.
Yes, it
Yeah, you
opens
can.
today, and
Put
you
the
have to
tongue
go
up
see
here.
it.
Put the tongue up in the front.
Don't bring
Yeah.
popcorn either. Buy bananas and go see the movie with bananas.
Yeah, by the time.
Mike, do your real monkey.
I'm more like the grinder monkey.
No, you have a really good monkey imitation.
Oh, my monkey is. My monkey flings poo.
Yeah. It's,
My monkey has no social skills.
Did you learn that from Regis?
Yeah. Did we just reach you?
At least it doesn't do the other thing that monkeys are known for doing in front of people.
Hey, Regis.
I met one of those monkeys in
Regis would
Mexico.
never fling
It
poo.
scarred me. Okay, let's move on to Comic.
I'm the Regis for a new generation.
Okay, all right.
So Comic-Con 2011, Victor Lucas was there, but
Yeah.
I was not.
How come you were there?
I got
Because
left
you went to
behind.
the other one?
No.
In all honesty, we're
Last
going to tell you.
year at Comic-Con, he kept saying, Batman, in the microphone. Batman, Batman. And I said, okay, you're not coming next year. That's it.
I
You're
got,
out.
I got
You can't-
laid off the
You got
Comic-Con
fired
train.
from Comic.
You can't go and just say
That's
Batman and Batman.
Well, it's not my favorite place
was
in the world.
buzzing
I
in
don't
my
like
head.
collectibles. I don't want to
Beat me.
wait in line for 9 hours to see Iron Man 3 snippets.
not his world.
I
But
don't
you,
care.
on the other hand,
I'm in heaven there. It's my utopia.
you love
Favorite
collectibles.
moment of
going.
Comic-Con because I mean it attracts every fan, every kind of thing.
I think this year's coolest moment was Andrew Garfield, who's the new Spider-Man, showing up in costume and talking to
I
the
saw that,
audience.
yeah.
It's his first time going to the events, and it's his first time.
Who's that dude?
He introduced the panel.
Yeah,
That's
that's-
from the audience.
Yeah.
That's just.
That's a terrible outfit.
And, well, it was bad, but he was so excited and so heartfelt, and he thanked Stan Lee. He said, Stan Lee saved my life, comic books saved my life. I'm a tall, geeky dude, and I've always been a nerd, and now I get to play this hero, and he was so heartfelt. It really was.
I think people forget sometimes, they really do, how much those things meant to them when they were kids.
Yeah.
And as they grow into adulthood, they forget how
Absolutely.
formative that kind of story was and
Totally.
that storyline
And Scott, this
was
means
to-
nothing to you.
Well, no, it does mean something to me, and I did like the Tobey Maguire series of Spider-Man movies. I just don't know why we need another reboot right now. That's my question. You know, as the pro and the con, which is what we do every
Was it
day.
Tobey Maguire that sort of opted out of the franchise?
No, it was
or
Sam Raimi, I think, and Sony has the rights, and they will revert back to Marvel. So there are a lot of financial decisions as to why they're rebooting it, but the world needs these superheroes. Obviously, you know,
Yeah.
they're lining up to make these
Obviously.
things big hits
Yeah.
over and over and over
Yeah.
again, and if they're done well, we show
Okay,
up.
let's move on to Falling Skies.
Which is out on TV right now. It's on TNT, is the big backer with it. Steven Spielberg is a co-creator on it, and I got to meet
Colin
the cast.
Cunningham on the other day.
He's fantastic in the show.
Yeah, he's really good.
So what did you guys think of this one?
So the premise is the aliens are invading the Earth. A very familiar premise, but the way that it's explored on the show is really cool and makes the premise feel new again.
Yeah, it's more of a human family type drama mixed in with a little bit of District 9 kind of vibe.
Kind of like the Walking Dead with zombies.
Exactly.
Sort of
It's Walking Dead, District 9, and you get to know the characters over a long stretch of time. And it seems really cool. I've watched a few episodes.
Amazing how immersed popular culture is becoming right now in sort of this lore, these backgrounds.
Yeah, because this was the first thing that TNT's ever sort of invested in. This is probably the first Comic-Con that network had ever gone to. And they're super excited, you know, and it's a big deal. This sort of geek culture is permeating everywhere.
Yeah. You know, speaking of Steven Spielberg, he was also there for the Tintin panel.
Yes, he was.
And that's another big movie that's coming out here in 2011.
I've heard sort of mixed things about Tintin already, but you know, I always take that stuff with a grain of salt because I don't think people really know what it's going to look like. But any insights into?
Well, you know, it's Peter Jackson at the helm of this as well, so it's a pretty big creative force behind this film. They're both super fans of the property, and they want to take it's mocap animation again. It's another animated film, sort of in the vein of what Robert Zemeckis has been doing with all of his animated work, but they want to take it to a whole new level, a lot more action.
God, I hope they get it right. Nothing was more disappointing to me than what they did with Asterix the first time that they tried to, and it was just.
Well, it wasn't Spielberg and Jackson on that
No, that's
stuff.
true.
And I think these guys, they want to have like a Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of vibe for a younger crowd out there.
Right.
Well, you know, all year long there's been Spielberg homage after Spielberg homage with Super 8 and then with Cowboys and Aliens. And
he's a producer on that.
And so, you know, but there's also seems to be a lot of Francis Ford Coppola talk these days.
And what's going on with the Italian?
I met him.
You did not.
I interviewed him. Yeah, it was.
You did?
It was surreal.
He and Jim Cameron.
That's me with Francis Ford Coppola. I mean, I couldn't believe that moment.
What did he smell like?
He smelled like they had a good lunch. He needed to sit down.
How intimidating is it to ask questions of the
got his own
man
winery.
himself?
Well, it was intimidating. This job of mine has allowed me to meet all kinds of amazing people. So it's really cool to just see that they're just inventive, smart, imaginative
Well,
people.
he's working on something now called Twix.
Yeah, which is very bizarre. And what he's done, he's worked with a musician. I forget his name. Our cameraman is a huge fan of him. He does these amazing live shows. He heard this musician on NPR. Do you know what the?
No, he blanked too.
I forget it. But,
He's not Google.
Well, he looks like Google.
He is very smart, actually. Rob Koval, he knows all kinds of stuff. You can always ask questions off camera, except for this particular one.
Right.
But Twixt is about, it's kind of like mixed media. He's having it's like a nightmarish horror film, and it's all kinds of video and music sort of content kind of mashed together. He heard this electronic composer guy on NPR, public radio in America. And
Communist.
He loved what the guy was saying about sharing it with a crowd, and that you can't download an experience, like a live experience. You can't really download that.
But can you?
Well, you can't, but he's trying to recreate that same sense of kinetic kind of mishmash that the guy creates.
You know what there was no shortage of at Comic-Con this year? Beat me.
Say it again.
There was a lot of
Say it. Okay,
and now he's banned from Comic-Con 2012.
Batman, the Dark Knight. He told me.
I'm out.
That's so awesome.
It's that easy.
So Batman. I can't say it anymore.
Yeah.
What is going on with
Dark Knight
Batman?
Rises. Well, they didn't have.
I loved the Dark Knight.
I saw the
Amazing.
I
trailer
had
for this.
concerns about the next one.
Don't.
Really?
I saw the trailer.
We're gonna
I
be
saw
fine.
Anne Hathaway in her Catwoman
That just was
costume
released today. Yeah.
I don't.
I'll take it.
No.
It's realistic.
I agree with you. I will take it as well.
He's
I'll take
creating
that home.
a superhero universe where everybody it's based in reality. Like these people could actually build these technologies and these costumes, and they would go out in public dressed like these superheroes. And that's very hard to do, but he's so far been able to nail it at every kind of corner, and I think he's going to do that again with Dark Knight Rises. This is a trilogy. It's meant to be a complete package, all three of these films
And then Andrew
together.
Garfield will play Batman in the next reboot.
Maybe. Yes, yeah.
You know, the other big news, of course, is Arkham City, the video game, which is the sequel to one of our favorite video games of all time.
Yeah, and Dark Knight Rises wasn't at Comic-Con. Warner Brothers didn't release that there. Avengers wasn't at Comic-Con. Big superhero movies didn't have a presence, which was weird.
Who's in the Avengers?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr. It's going to be the
Iron Man.
Yeah.
No
Thor.
beat me in
Thor.
the
Yeah.
Beat me.
Captain America's great, by the way, but the Avengers looks hot, and it's not going to be at Comic.
Chris
It wasn't at
Evans is
Comic-Con.
huge.
Yeah,
He is.
enormous.
Huge.
I want to be that huge.
He did a great job.
You're close.
But Batman Arkham City
Thanks, Mike.
was at Comic-Con, the video
Okay.
game, and
Yeah.
it was enormous. I've never seen a video game take over the show like Batman Arkham City.
They
did.
took over a whole building at
Yeah.
one point and just covered it with advertising.
It was astounding, and they had panels, and they were completely flooded with people. Tons and tons of people showed up to see Kevin Conroy, who plays the voice of Batman, and Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker. He's the Joker, one of the best Jokers ever.
He's got a great career in voiceovers.
Yeah, and he's amazing as this character. And people were lined up to ask all of those guys questions, and they took in the panel. The game's going to be a massive hit.
Cool. What about the collectibles this year? How much did you come back with?
What did you bring
Suitcase,
home?
2 suitcases?
What'd you bring, nerd?
I brought a lot of stuff.
What did
What'd
you
you bring
nerd?
me?
I love those, nothing that you like, because you just say, beat me.
I don't want that. I don't want.
We're showing footage of Sideshow Collectibles, which is the, that's where
don't
the
want
super
that.
nerds shop, because it's all expensive
you there,
stuff.
Vic?
I haven't bought anything there
It's
yet.
all
I'll
the
buy
things
something
you bring
online.
to your home
Yeah.
that your wife or your girlfriend will break up with you for.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
You have
put
to
in the
actually
basement.
have a
not.
hidden room somewhere
not.
to keep
You
your
do.
collectibles.
So you guys on the show tonight, you're gonna have a monkey special?
All apes,
All apes.
all day. Yes, we are.
That's my old ape, though.
As
That's
I
crotchety
say at
ape.
the end of these segments every time, help me. You, of course, can watch reviews on the run. You can go to their website, check out more information, please. No. No. We're going to take a break. And when we return...